Everyone knows what a spider is. 8 legs, tiny body, makes a web, hides in corners, sometimes bites you. It's just a bug, right? A creepy little bug that freaks people out. That's the version of spiders we all carry around in our heads. But here's the thing. You don't actually know what you're looking at. You know why a dead spider curls up? Like, you've seen it. Every dead spider does this weird thing where all the legs pull inward into this tight little ball. And for the longest time, I just assumed, I don't know, that's just what dead things do. Maybe it's rigor mortis or something. But it's not. It's hydraulic failure. See, spiders don't have muscles that extend their legs. They don't work like us. They pump blood, well, hemolymph, technically, directly into their limbs to make them straighten. It's like, imagine if every time you wanted to stand up, you had to internally pressurize your legs like inflating a tire. That's what a spider does, every single movement. So when a spider dies and that pressure drops, the legs just curl inward. It's not biology failing, it's engineering failing. It's a machine losing hydraulic pressure. And that's when I realized I knew nothing about spiders. Like actually nothing. Because if something that basic, something I've seen my entire life, turned out to be completely different from what I thought, what else was I missing? A spider always looked simple to me. 8 legs, tiny body, builds a web, nothing special. But once I actually started digging into how a spider works, everything changed. I didn't expect to find a creature this over-engineered, this efficient, and this bizarre. Like, there are species of spiders that can literally fly. Not with wings, with silk. They release strands into the air and drift like tiny parachutes. Ballooning, they call it. And some spiders cross entire countries this way, entire oceans. They just let go and trust the wind. Think about that for a second. An animal with no wings, no understanding of meteorology, just releasing a thread into the air and traveling hundreds of miles. That's not supposed to work, but it does. The deeper I went, the more shocked I became at how much I never knew. Spiders are 400 million years old. 400 million. That's older than dinosaurs, older than trees, older than flowers, forests, or anything we'd recognize as a modern landscape. When spiders first showed up, the Earth was still figuring out what land was supposed to look like. It was just rocks and primitive plants and arthropods crawling around trying not to die. And here's something that might blow your mind. Technically, a spider isn't an insect. I know, that sounds wrong. But saying a spider is an insect is like saying a human is a shark. We're both vertebrates, sure, but we split off from each other so long ago that the comparison is almost meaningless. Spiders belong to an ancient lineage called chelicerates. These are creatures that split from the insect line over 500 million years ago, back when life was still figuring out how to survive on land. And spiders share their roots with some creatures you already know today: scorpions, horseshoe crabs, and even ticks. Yep, ticks. Those are their distant cousins, which honestly explains a lot. But what makes spiders truly fascinating isn't just their age, it's that their evolution produced traits that don't appear anywhere else in the animal kingdom, traits that seem almost engineered. So how did spiders become this strange? What evolutionary pressures turned aquatic ancestors into 8-legged architects? And why did they invent silk, arguably one of nature's most sophisticated materials, long before they ever used it to build webs? To answer that, we have to go back, way back.
To understand spiders, we need to go back to a world barely recognizable as Earth. Around 400 to 450 million years ago, during the Silurian and Devonian periods, life was making its first serious attempts to colonize land. The continents were barren rock and primitive plants. There were no birds, no mammals, no dinosaurs, just arthropods. Giant millipedes, massive scorpions, things that look alien to us now. And among those early pioneers were the ancestors of spiders. These proto-spiders didn't have silk glands yet. They didn't have venom. What they had were 8 legs, simple fangs called chelicerae, and a body plan that had evolved in the ocean but was now being tested on dry ground. Think about how insane that transition is, going from water, where movement is smooth, where buoyancy supports your weight, to land, where gravity suddenly matters, where you have to deal with air instead of water. Most creatures failed at this, but spiders, they figured it out. While insects developed 6 legs and eventually wings, the chelicerate lineage went a different direction. 2 body segments and a fundamentally different approach to sensing the world. No antennae, no compound eyes in most species. Instead, they relied on simple eyes and incredibly sensitive hairs covering their bodies. They became masters of touch and vibration. And here's something most people don't realize. Spiders evolved before flowers existed, before bees, before butterflies, before the ecosystems we associate with nature today. They were among the first complex predators on land, hunting in a world of ferns, mosses, and enormous arthropod prey, a world that would be completely unrecognizable to us. Some of the earliest spider fossils, like Attercopus from around 380 million years ago, had features we don't see in modern spiders. Segmented plates on the abdomen, possibly a short tail. These were experimental designs, evolutionary prototypes testing what worked and what didn't. But what truly set spiders on their path to dominance wasn't their legs or their body structure. It was 2 revolutionary inventions: venom and silk. Venom is one of evolution's most elegant solutions to a fundamental problem. How do you safely kill something that might kill you first? If you're small and your prey is dangerous, you can't afford a prolonged fight. You need something that ends the encounter quickly, decisively, and that's what venom does. But here's what surprised me when I started researching spider venom. It didn't originally evolve for killing. It evolved for digestion. Early spiders had digestive enzymes in their gut, like most animals. But at some point, and we're talking millions of years ago, those enzymes began to be produced in glands near the fangs. When injected into prey, these enzymes started breaking down tissue externally, pre-digesting the meal before it was even consumed. That's a massive advantage. You didn't have to chew, you didn't have to tear, you just liquefied your food from the inside out. Yeah, soup. That's the actual term biologists use. And it gets weirder. Some species evolved venom that works like anesthetic. Certain tarantulas inject compounds that numb prey tissue, preventing the victim from struggling while digestion begins. The prey doesn't even know it's being eaten. Others use venom that hijacks muscle control, forcing prey into paralysis while remaining alive. Fresh food stored for later consumption. Think about that. You're alive, you're conscious, but you can't move, and something is slowly turning your insides into liquid. That's predation at a chemical level. And that set the stage for the next innovation, silk.
If venom was the spider's weapon, silk became their superpower. Spider silk is one of the most remarkable materials in nature. Pound for pound, it's stronger than steel. It's more elastic than rubber, stretching up to 40% of its length without breaking. And spiders have been producing it for over 380 million years. But silk didn't start as a web-building material. It originally evolved for protecting eggs. Early spiders produced silk from specialized abdominal glands called spinnerets, wrapping their eggs in protective cocoons. That was it. That was the original purpose, protection. But over time, they discovered other uses: drag lines as safety tethers, burrow linings, and eventually aerial snares, webs. Here's where it gets extraordinary. Modern spiders don't produce just one type of silk. They produce up to 7 different kinds, each with distinct properties. Dragline silk, the strongest, forms web frameworks, the structural support. Capture silk comes coated in sticky droplets that trap prey. Wrapping silk immobilizes victims once they're caught. Each type comes from a different gland, and spiders switch between them depending on the task. It's like having 7 different materials available on demand: steel for structure, glue for capture, rope for binding, all produced internally from protein. The golden orb weaver produces silk that literally glows gold in sunlight. Not metaphorically, actually gold. Darwin's bark spider makes silk tougher than Kevlar, the stuff they use in bulletproof vests, building webs that span rivers, some stretching over 25 meters. Some spiders abandon webs entirely for creative uses of silk. Bola spiders spin single threads with sticky balls on the end, swinging them like lassos to catch moths. Water spiders construct diving bells, underwater air chambers made of silk where they can breathe and hunt. Others use silk for ballooning, releasing strands into the wind to travel hundreds of kilometers. But the most incredible thing about silk isn't its material properties. It's that spiders use it as an extension of their nervous system. A spider's web isn't just a trap. And this blew my mind. It's a full-on sensory organ. When prey lands on a web, vibrations travel through silk strands like signals through a network. And spiders read these vibrations with extraordinary precision. They can identify prey species from vibration frequency, estimate size from movement amplitude, distinguish between struggling prey, mating signals, and wind. It's like, imagine if you built a house and the walls could tell you everything happening inside, not through cameras or microphones, through touch, through vibration. That's what a web does. Silk transmits vibrations incredibly efficiently. Each strand acts like a tuned guitar string, resonating at specific frequencies. Spiders monitor the entire structure simultaneously from the center or through signal threads. They don't need to see. They don't need to hear. They feel. Research shows orb-weaving spiders can detect and locate prey in complete darkness using only vibrational cues. They know where it is, they know what it is, they know if it's worth attacking or ignoring. Different web designs optimize for different information. Orb webs detect flying insects. Funnel webs amplify ground vibrations. Cobwebs confuse prey while providing multiple signal pathways. Each design is a different kind of sensor array. And here's something that surprised me. Many orb weavers rebuild their webs daily, every single day. They tear down the old structure, consume the silk to recycle proteins, reclaiming roughly 90% of what they invested, then build fresh webs optimized for current conditions. The web is temporary architecture, a disposable sensory interface rebuilt to maximize hunting efficiency. It's extended cognition made physical, a tool that allows spiders to perceive their environment in ways their nervous system alone couldn't achieve. The web isn't just something the spider builds, it's part of how the spider thinks.
But the weird part is, the spider doesn't rely on the web to be impressive. Its own body has features that are just as extreme. Spiders possess sensory and mechanical systems that seem almost designed by engineers, like someone sat down with a blueprint and optimized every component for maximum predatory efficiency. Most spiders have 8 eyes, each serving different functions. But jumping spiders, they developed something extraordinary: telescopic retinas. Their front-facing eyes have layered retinas that move internally, scanning environments without any head movement whatsoever. They perceive depth through chromatic distance measurement, where different light wavelengths focus at different distances. They see ultraviolet spectrums completely invisible to human vision. This isn't just good vision, this is precision optics, and it allows jumping spiders to hunt without webs, pouncing from distances up to 50 times their body length with perfect accuracy. But that explosive leap is only possible because of the hydraulic system we talked about earlier, that pressurized hemolymph pumping into their legs. Now imagine living like that. Imagine if every movement required you to actively pressurize your limbs. Every step, every reach, every adjustment. That's constant active control. There's no resting position, just hydraulic management all the time. This system provides incredible jumping power, explosive force generated purely from internal pressure. But it creates a critical vulnerability. Any puncture to the exoskeleton causes pressure loss, preventing proper leg extension. The system catastrophically fails. Beyond vision and hydraulics, thousands of specialized hairs called trichobothria cover spider bodies. These hairs detect air movements as small as 1/10 the width of a human hair. Some species use them to sense insect wing beats before prey even touches their webs. Others detect airflow patterns from approaching predators. One study found certain spider hairs respond to sound wave frequencies, effectively allowing spiders to hear without ears through pure mechanical deflection of sensory structures. Everything about spider physiology seems optimized for predation. Millions of years of evolutionary refinement producing something that looks deceptively simple but operates with incredible complexity. But the actual hunting behaviors, that's where things get genuinely strange.
Trapdoor spiders construct underground burrows with hinged doors, launching surprise attacks on passing prey. Net-casting spiders hold silk nets in their legs, throwing them at prey in pitch darkness with perfect accuracy. Crab spiders camouflage themselves by changing color to match flowers, then ambush visiting pollinators. Ant-mimicking spiders disguise themselves as ants to infiltrate colonies and hunt from within. But perhaps the most surprising discovery isn't strategy diversity. It's evidence that some spiders plan their attacks. Spiders have tiny brains. Most nervous systems fit inside their cephalothorax with room to spare. We're talking brains the size of poppy seeds. But jumping spiders, particularly genus Portia, demonstrate planning-like behaviors that shouldn't be possible with brains that small. When hunting other spiders, which is dangerous because they're prey that fights back, Portia spiders perform reconnaissance. They observe target webs from a distance, sometimes for extended periods, analyzing structure and position. Then they execute complex detours, approaching from angles that minimize detection risk. This suggests spatial memory and route planning, cognitive abilities typically associated with vertebrates, with creatures that have actual brains.
So here's the truth about spiders. They're not what you think they are. They're not bugs, they're not simple. They're ancient survivors with hydraulic engineering, sensory networks that put our technology to shame, and cognitive abilities we're only beginning to understand. They've been perfecting their craft for 400 million years, while the rest of the planet went through apocalypse after apocalypse, and most of us walk past them every day without a second thought. That's what this channel's about, taking things you think you understand and showing you what's actually there, the hidden complexity, the evolutionary genius, the stuff that makes you stop and go, wait, what? But creating content at this level, the kind that does justice to subjects this fascinating, takes serious work, deep research, quality production, and time. So if this video changed how you see spiders, or better yet, if it changed how you see the world around you, here's what I need from you. Hit subscribe. Seriously, that's the single biggest thing you can do to help this channel grow and keep making videos like this one.